Hello everyone, welcome to mikimeloco. My name is Miki and I love to crochet cute stuff. In this video, we will be crocheting this Kirby Plushie together and it is totally beginner friendly. Now let's get started. Before you start, you need to prepare some yarns of your choice, a 2mm or 2.5mm crochet hook, tapestry needle, scissors, and a hot glue gun. So first we are going to make Kirby's super round body. So in this one I used the fluffy yarn, but it's totally not very good for beginner because you really can't see the stitch when you are crocheting. So for demonstration I'll be using this cotton yarn, but when you are making your own you can choose any yarn of your choice. Okay, so now we are going to make the body first. So to make its body, we are going to start with a magic ring. So if you have no idea of what a magic ring is, it's totally fine. Just follow my step. So you have your yarn, and you yarn over your little finger and over your index finger. And you make a loop around your middle finger, and you use your thumb to hold it like this. And you have your crochet hook. Insert your hook, pull through. Now you have one loop on your hook, and you yarn over, pull through. Now you see you just made a slip knot. So this slip knot doesn't count into your stitch. You can take it as a beginning step. Okay, so after you are done with this, now we can officially start. So for the first round of our magic ring, we are going to make 6 single crochet. So to make a single crochet, you insert your hook and you yarn over. Now you have 2 loops on your hook and you yarn over, pull through the 2 loops at the same time. Okay. Now you make a single stitch. So for you to see it closely, you can see it from the right side. So you see there is a V shape on the side, and this is one single crochet. Okay. So if you have a stitch marker, I would highly recommend you get one because, well, you are going to mark the first stitch like this, so you can keep on track. This is very important for beginner. Okay. So we just made 1 single crochet. And we need to have 6, so we have another 5 to go. So we insert the hook, yarn over, and pull through. So this is 2 single crochet. You can see it from the left side. 1, 2. Okay. And then we keep doing 3, 4, 5, 6. Now totally we have 6 single crochets right now. Okay, and now you just pull out your middle finger. Now you see the loop is kind of very loose right here, so you just need to pull this yarn. You need to tight it like this. Okay, until it looks like this. And now we are just going to close it up. Since we have a stitch marker on the first chain, for the first single crochet, so it will be very easy for us to understand where to insert our hook to close it up. Okay, so we take off the stitch marker. Now we insert the hook, yarn over, and we pull through both of the loops like this. Okay, so this is called a slip stitch. Okay. And before you start every single round, you need to have a standing stitch. But standing stitch is kind of very easy. So you just yarn over and pull it out. Okay, so this is a standing stitch. So this standing stitch doesn't count into your second round. So this is what you are going to do in the very beginning of every single round. So we are going to start with our second round. For the second round, we are going to make 6 increase stitch. So to make a increase stitch, that means in one stitch, you are going to make 2 single crochet. So now let's get started. So now you see this is the first stitch. So we're going to insert our hook just right here, okay? So you insert your hook, yarn over, pull it out, and pull through. Okay, so this is your first stitch. Use your stitch marker to mark on your first stitch like this. And we insert at the same place just right here. Oops. And make another single crochet. So you see, these 2 single crochets make 1 increase, and we are going to make 6 of them. So this is the next stitch. Insert your hook. So this is the second increase stitch. This is the third one. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. So you can tighten the loop a little bit. Okay. So now we are done with the 6th increase stitch, and we take off our stitch marker, we insert our hook, yarn over, pull through these 2 loops, make a chain stitch. So this is the standing stitch for your 3rd round. Now we are going to make the 3rd round. For the 3rd round, we need to have 1 single crochet, 1 increase stitch, and repeat this pattern for 6 times. So this is how you're gonna make it. So this is where you insert your first, you insert your hook right here to make 1 single crochet. This is where you put your first stitch. Okay, so you insert your hook. So this is the first single crochet that you make. Put the stitch marker on it. And then in the next stitch, we are going to make 1 increase. That means we make 2 single crochet at the same stitch. Now, you see, you got 3 stitches. 1 is from the single crochet, and these 2 are from the increase stitch. So these 3 stitches make 1 pattern, and we need to repeat it for 6 times. Single crochet, increase. So this is for 2 times. Number 3. Four. 5. 6. Now we are done with the 3rd round. So again, we take off our stitch marker, insert your hook, and you pull through these 2 loops. And don't forget to make a standing stitch, which is a chain stitch like this. Okay, now we are ready for the 4th round. For the 4th round, we need to have 1 single crochet, 1 increase, and another single crochet, and repeat this pattern for 6 times. So again, we insert our hook, into the first stitch that we make. Okay, so it is just right here. You insert your hook. Okay, make 1 single crochet and don't forget to put the stitch marker on it. Okay, and we need to make an increase. And another single crochet. Okay, now you see we have 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and these 4 stitches make 1 pattern, and we need to repeat it for 6 times. And please keep doing it. Now here is the last stitch. Okay. Now after you are done, again take off your stitch marker, insert your hook into the first stitch, and pull through. You can tighten it and make 1 standing stitch like this. Now we are done with our 4th round, and we are ready for our 5th round. For the 5th round, we need to have 3 single crochet and 1 increase. So we insert our hook right here. 1 single crochet. Put the stitch marker. Another single crochet. 3 single crochet, and now we are going to make a increase stitch. Okay, so this makes 1 pattern, and we need to repeat it for 6 times. Now we have our last increase stitch to be done. Okay. And take off your stitch marker, insert, and pull through. Make 1 standing stitch. Okay, so now we are done with our 5th round. For the 6th round, we need to have 2 single crochet, 1 increase, and another 2 single crochet. So first we insert our hook into the first stitch right here. So this is 1 single crochet, put a stitch marker on it. Another single crochet, and we need to make an increase. And another 2 single crochet. Now, this is 1 pattern, and we need to repeat it for 6 times. We have 2 more single crochet to go. Okay. Now we take off the stitch marker, make a slip knot, and have a standing stitch. Okay, now we are done with our 6th round. For the 7th round, we need to have 5 single crochet and 1 increase. So again, we insert our hook into our first stitch. So this is 1 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, increase. So we need to repeat this pattern for 6 times. Now we have our last increase stitch to be done. Okay, and we close it up. make a standing stitch. Now we are done with our 7th round. For round 8 to round 14, we just need to make single crochet, and for each round we need to have 42 single crochet, and don't forget to make the standing stitch at the very beginning of when you start each round. So this is important, so you just keep doing it for round 8 to round 14. Now we have the last single crochet to be done. Take off your stitch marker, make a slip knot, and do a standing stitch. Okay. Now we are totally done with the first 14 rounds. Now you should have a round bowl shape like this. For round 15, we need to have 5 single crochet and 1 invisible decrease. So we insert our hook into the first stitch right here to make 1 single crochet and put the stitch marker on it. 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we need to do a decrease stitch. So for you to better understand, if you look at one stitch, this is one stitch, and you see you have 2 loops. So this is the back loop, which is far away from you, and this is the front loop. So we need to insert our hook just in the middle of one stitch like this. So this is how you're gonna do it. So you insert your hook into the next stitch like this, and then you insert into the next stitch the same way, just like this. Now you see you have 1, 2, 3, 2 loops on your hook. Then you need to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Now you have 2 loops on your hook, and you yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops, and this makes 1 decrease, 1 invisible decrease. This is the stitch. So this is one pattern, and we need to repeat it for 6 times. So I'm going to do it again. So first we have 5 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we need to do a decrease. Insert your hook into the next stitch and insert into the next stitch again. You have 3 loops, and yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. Okay. So I just repeated the pattern for 2 times, but altogether we need to have 6 times. So let's keep doing it. Okay. The last decrease to be done. Okay. And again, we take off the stitch marker, insert the hook, make a slip stitch, have a chain stitch as our standing stitch. Now we are done our round 15. For round 16, we need to have 2 single crochet, 1 invisible decrease, and another 2 single crochet. Now let's get started. So insert your hook into the first stitch. Oops. Okay. Okay, so this is 1 single crochet and another single crochet. Now we need to do 1 decrease. And you insert your hook into the next 2 stitches. and yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So this is one decrease, and insert into the next stitch. Make another 2 single crochet. Okay. Now this is one pattern and we need to repeat it for 6 times. Okay, 2 more single crochet to be done. Insert our hook into the first stitch, make a slip knot and a standing stitch. Okay, so now we are done with our round 16. For round 17, we need to have 3 single crochet and 1 decrease. So we're gonna start, insert our hook into the first stitch right here. So 1, 2, 3, 3 single crochet and a decrease. Insert your hook into the next 2 stitches like this and pull through, yarn over, pull through. Okay, so these 4 stitches make one pattern and we need to repeat it for 6 times. Last decrease to be done. Insert. Okay, and again take off your stitch marker. Oops. Okay. Slip knot. Sorry, slip stitch and a standing stitch. Okay, so this is for round 17. For round 18, we need to have 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, and 1 single crochet and repeat this pattern for 6 times. So again, insert your hook into the first stitch. Stitch marker. And a decrease. And another single crochet. Okay, so these 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, make one pattern, and again we need to repeat it for 6 times. The last single crochet. Okay. And you take off the stitch marker. Make a slip knot, tighten it, and make a standing stitch. Okay, so this is for round 18. So we are almost done. So before you start round 19, I would suggest you to put some polyfill just into this shape, because otherwise when you are closing it up, when it's getting smaller and smaller, it's very hard for you to put the material into this shape. So you can do it right now. Okay, now for round 19, we need to have 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, and repeat this pattern for 6 times. So let's do it. So we insert our hook just right here, our first stitch. And we need to have a invisible decrease. So insert your hook into the next stitches and pull through and pull through again. So this is 1 decrease. So we need to repeat this pattern for 6 times. Now we are done with round 19. So actually we only have 1 last round to be done. So normally we need to do 6 decrease stitch in our last round, but for beginner I have a better way, and also I think it will be looking better than doing 6 decrease. So you see the hole is kind of really small right now, so for beginner it's kind of really hard to do it to the end. So here is another way. So after you are done with the last chain stitch, meaning the standing stitch, you pull out the yarn a little bit because you need to keep a little bit length so that you can close it up, okay? So yeah, so just maybe do this kind of length. You don't have to make it too long because you don't need that much, okay? And you just cut it. Okay, now you see that we have a length of yarn left, but for this method you will need a tapestry needle like this. Okay, so you just alright, so to close it up we need to do this. So you see, for each stitch, again, we have 2 loops, right? So this is the back loop, this is the front loop. So we only need to insert our needle into the front loop, which means in the middle of the stitch, like this. Okay, so you just insert it, okay, you can tighten it. And then you skip the next stitch to insert your needle into the second one, the second stitch right here. Always skip one in the middle. So this is how you can close it up. Okay, and then we just keep doing it. We skip the next stitch, insert our needle into the alternative stitch, and you can tighten it when you are doing it. Okay, and then we skip the next stitch, insert. Okay, now actually you can see the hole is getting closing up, and you just keep doing it until it's getting smaller. Okay. And after you are satisfied with it, so this is my last one. Okay. Now see, it has been closed up, but you need to hide the left of your yarn, and you want to secure it. You don't want to get it loosened. So basically, you just insert your hook into any place and poke it out from any other place. So you just keep doing it. So it could be really random, but at least you can't really see the yarn poking out. Okay, so you can do a few times to secure it. So in this way, you don't even have to do a knot. So I believe this is a very good way for beginner to close up any round shape like this. Okay, so after you are satisfied with what you have right now, you can just cut it. So don't worry, at this time it won't get loosened. So if you have one little tiny yarn poking out like this, so just use your needle to put it back, okay? Just like this, okay? So now we are done with the body of our Kirby right now. Okay, now we are going to do Kirby's little hands on the side right here. So the hands are the same color as the body, so we just use the same color, the same yarn right here. So to make the hand, again, we need to have a magic ring. So here's what you will need to do, okay? Just in case you forget it. So you yarn over on your little finger and you wrap it around your index finger. Make a loop around your middle finger and you use your thumb to hold it, okay? And use your hook, insert the loop and pull through the yarn. Now you have one loop and yarn over, okay, and pull through. Well, so this is a slip knot. Again, this doesn't count into a stitch. This is the beginning step. And after that, we will need to make 6 single crochet. Okay, so insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through. So this is your first single crochet, the first stitch. Use your stitch marker. And we have 5 to go. 2, 3, 4, 5. So totally we have 6 single crochet. You can count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, I missed one. So let me just make another one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 single crochet. Now you just need to tighten the loop. Just pull the yarn and tighten it. Now it looks like this. Okay, and take off your stitch marker and insert your hook into the first stitch, yarn over, and pull through both of the loops. This is called slip stitch. Okay. And again, you have a standing stitch, which is a chain stitch, just like this. Now this is the first round. So for the second round, we need to have 1 single crochet, 1 increase, and repeat that pattern for 3 times. So we insert our hook into the first stitch that we make. It's just right here. Okay. Insert. So this is 1 single crochet, and don't forget your stitch marker. Okay. And in the next stitch, we need to make 1 increase. Increase means you have 2 single crochet at the same stitch. Okay. Now from the side you can tell 1, 2, 3. These 3 stitches make 1 pattern, and we need to repeat it for 3 times. Okay. And after you are done with the last increase, you take off the stitch marker and again insert your hook, make a slip stitch, you can tighten it, and don't forget a standing stitch. Okay, so now we are done with our round 2, and for round 3 to round 5, we just do single crochet for 9 single crochet in each round. So you see we insert our hook into our first stitch right here. For each round, don't forget to put the stitch marker for the first stitch that you make. Okay, so we just need to keep doing it for round 3 to 5. And for the leftover yarn, you can simply cut it. You don't need it. So let's keep doing it. Now we are done with round 5, and in the end, don't forget to give it another chain stitch, okay? And I also put some polyfill into it. So actually we need 2 hands to put on Kirby's little body. So here are actually 2 ways that you can do to put the hands on the body. So the first is just simply use your hot glue gun, okay? Or you can choose to sew it. So for me, I choose to sew it. If you choose to do the same thing, don't forget you need to pull out the yarn a little bit. You need to keep a bit length so that you have enough yarn to sew it on the body. Okay, so I think this will do, and just cut in the middle. Okay. So this is one hand, and we need to repeat the same thing for the other hand. So the next step is to make Kirby's feet, just right here. So you will need a color which is darker than its body, but I don't have anything, too darker than this color, so I'll be picking up this one. But I would recommend you to use brighter pink color because I believe it looks cuter if it has some contrast like this. Okay, so now let's get started. So to make the feet, basically, they are 2 round shapes. So we need to start with magic ring. Okay. So make a loop with your middle finger and press it. Insert your hook. Make 1 slip knot. that's the beginning step. And again, we need to have 6 single crochet in our first round. This is number 1. Put your stitch marker on it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. Okay, and we just tighten it. Take off the stitch marker and insert the hook into our first stitch. Make a slip stitch, and don't forget, this is the standing stitch, a chain stitch. Now this is the first round, and for the second round we need to have 6 increase stitch. So this is where we need to insert our hook, right here. So insert the hook. This is 1 stitch, but don't forget, for a increase stitch you need to make 2 single crochet at the same stitch. So we need to insert at the same place to make another single crochet. Okay. Well, now you see these 2 stitches is 1 increase, and we need to have 6 in total for round 2. I'm just done with the last increase stitch. Take off your stitch marker, insert your hook, make a slip stitch, a standing stitch. Okay, now we are ready for the third round, which is the last round for the feet. So for the third round, we need to have 1 single crochet and 1 increase. So we insert our hook into the first stitch. This makes 1 single crochet, and we need to have a increase stitch. So these 3 stitches make 1 pattern, and we need to repeat it for 6 times. Okay, we are just done with the last increase, and insert your hook, make a slip stitch, and to close it up you need another chain stitch. Okay, so just pull out the yarn a little bit. If you choose to sew it to the body, you need to keep a good length of yarn so that you can have enough things to sew. But if you choose just to use the hot glue gun to stick to it, which is much easier, then you don't need to have that much of yarn left over. So it's totally up to you. Okay, and also we need to have another feet. Just follow the same steps. Okay, so I just sewed the hands and feet on Kirby's body, but if you are not very good at sewing, or if you are a beginner, I would recommend you using hot glue gun. So this is the previous Kirby that I made by using hot glue guns to put everything together, and it turns out to be really good as well. And the last step is to make the face. So here are a couple of ways to do. So for me, these eyes are actually made by one of my friends, and actually she is planning to sell these eyes maybe in the near future. But currently, if you can't find anything similar to that, there are 2 ways to do it. So the first way is to embroider the eyes and mouth. But anyway, you have to embroider the mouth whichever way that you take. So for the eyes, you can use dark brown or black color to make the shape first, and then use white and blue for the details. So this is one way. And the other way I would recommend it to beginner as well is using some felt. So you can draw on the felt, cut the shape, and just glue it on the face. So that would be even a better way if you have felt. So here I'm just going to demonstrate how you are going to embroider the mouth to the face. So you have your needle. Insert your needle. You can insert it in any place. Maybe for me, I usually start with the right side. And this can be a little bit tricky, and it takes time. Sometimes if you don't do it right, you can do it again. So find an appropriate place for the needle to come out. Okay. And you leave a little bit. You have some leftover just right here so that you can hide it in the end. Let's see. Okay, I think maybe this place will be okay. So you just insert your needle at the right side of where your needle come out. Okay, you insert, and then you find the middle point just under these 2 points. So saying right here. Okay, and then you can adjust the size a little bit. So you see now we have a loop for Kirby's mouth. Okay. Alright, and then you just insert your needle again right at the place where it came out. And then exit your needle on the bottom. Okay. And then you can just use your needle to adjust the shape a little bit until you are satisfied, okay? And you just tighten the yarn a little bit. Okay. Well, so basically this is what you are going to do for the mouth for Kirby. And in the end, you can hide the leftover yarn by inserting the needle and exit the needle at any other place to hide it. So you don't have to make a knot. And you do the same thing for this leftover as well. Okay, so the mouth can be very secure at this in this way. So this is how you are making the face. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment below and I'm happy to help. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop with my latest crochet pattern and tutorials. Thank you for watching. Bye!